Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining me again on another episode of Deep Waters with Deborah Waters. Yes, indeed, I'm your host, Deborah Waters, and I'm super duper excited to have you join me today for another hour of deep, meaningful conversation. This is here where we actually have, quality conversation. We rub our minds together. We talk about deep topics. We go beyond the physical. We go to the depth of the soul and the spirit. Ooh, why do I sound like a pastor? So good to have you join me. You're tuned in live on Reading 93.7 FM and Silverbed TV. Yes, you can also watch us on YouTube by searching for Silverbed N24. You click on the live button to watch the show live here on Deep Waters with Deborah Waters. We shake the waters until they are still. And today we're shaking the waters on the topic, the law of cause and effect, or should I call it the law of karma. I was talking backstage just about 5 minutes ago, and somebody was saying, what's the difference between the law of cause and effect, or what's the difference between karma? And to me, they are almost like the same thing. Like, when you hear things like people reap what they sow, every action, every reaction requires an action, or every action has a reaction. Definitely, the law of cause and effect states that everything happens for a reason, that for every effect, there is a specific cause. That's what the cause and effect. Every action has a reaction, that people reap what they sow. But now we've heard about this law. There are different laws: law of attraction, law of cause and effect, universal law of power, and we've heard about these laws. But if we're looking at reality in its sense, do people really, really reap what they sow? Because when you look around you, the kind of things that people do, you realize that the people that actually do the bad things or the baddest of things, are the ones that actually, enjoy life. They are probably even living their best life compared to people who are, are good, and we're looking at it. Really, does this law really work? Does it really pay to be good? If you look at statistics now, statistics will show that all the bad girls, the girls that were really, really bad, they are the ones that are always the first to even get married. You see those good girls, those ones that were good in school, good in this, before you even disvirgin them, they were this, they were that. They will stay, most of them are still out there looking for, husband, or they will be the one to marry the wrong man, or they'll be the one to be looking for child when they got married. It's life really, really fair? Does the law of cause and effects really, really, is it true? Does karma, when things happen to people, we say, instead of me to revenge, for me to repay bad with bad or evil with evil, I will leave it for karma. Karma will find a way. Does karma really exist? I'm just asking. And that's our conversation we're going to be having today on Deep Waters with Deborah Waters. Join me calling on 0705 993 6937 or 0705 993 7937. The number to call to be a part of this conversation is 0705 993 6937 or 0705 993 7937. Do you have a personal story, a personal life experience, or real life story that you'd like to share with us where the law of cause and effect actually happen, where people that reaped evil actually sowed evil, and people that reaped good actually sowed good? If we even look at Nigeria today, you will see that no shots fired at our politicians, but our politicians are probably living their best life, or best lives. But are they treating us the best? Do they put Nigeria's interest the best? Maybe the question would be for you to answer that. So yeah, do well to calling if you have personal experiences, thoughts and opinions. I want to know, do you believe in the law of cause and effect? Do you believe that karma is real? Do people really, really reap what they sow? Calling on 0705 993 6937 or 0705 993 7937. When somebody does something to you, something bad, would you leave it for God? That's what they say. They'll say, I leave it for God, because God will visit you with karma. That's what we say. Like, I'll leave it for God. You will leave it for God, or would you repay their evil with evil? And the truth is, when you even leave it for God or leave it for karma in quotes, and you just realize that the person continues to flourish. Not like you don't want them to to flourish, but you want them to feel a bit of that thing that they cost you, and you see that they never really get to feel it. And sometimes you see some situations happen to some people and you be like, oh, it's because, are you sure? Or maybe if the person was born blind, for example, we say something like, oh, are we sure that their father or their mother or their grandfather did not do something bad that warranted this karma to come upon this person? We say things like that, and I don't know if this is really true. Do we really, really believe in this? Do you believe in karma? Calling today. Join the conversation. I'd love to hear your thoughts. The number to call is 0705-993-6937. I know you guys say, Deborah, you talk too fast, but I'm trying to slow it down today. 0705-993-7937. 0705-993-6937. What is proof that karma is real? Can somebody, create karma for somebody else? Like I was given an example that, okay, from not even generation, it was okay, because you did, or because your father or your cousin, somebody did something to this person, that's why you also are facing this at the moment. And again, we always want to rush to spiritual angle, religious angle, because again, at this part of the world, we are very religious or spiritual. We'll say, when we just say, is karma real, is karma not real, we are quick to go to the part of the scripture that says, you reap what you sow. I hear you loud and clear, but look around you. Do you really, really reap what you sow? Let's take our first call on today's show. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, good to have you on the show. Please turn off your radio. Deep Waters with Deborah Waters. Thanks for calling.
Okay, it's turn off.
All right. Yes. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm sorry. I'm calling for Lekki Phase 1.
You are Soli?
I said I'm Sophia. I'm calling from Lekki Phase 1.
Okay, Sophia. Okay, Sophia. Good to have you calling. Thanks for calling in.
Okay. So you see this thing called karma, it's real.
Okay.
You may think, I said this thing called karma is very, very real.
Why? Why do you say it's real? Do you have a personal experience?
Someone might hurt you, then you feel like maybe the person is living all right. The way you wish the person would be bad, it's not going that way. But you don't know, it might affect his child or mom or a family member. Do you understand me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
how do you know that it's because of what the person did? That's why it's affecting their family member.
It's something that is in the Bible. It will happen.
Sophia. Has it happened to you?
Well, I've seen people paying for their karma.
You said what?
I have seen people paying for their karma.
Have you paid for anybody's karma?
No.
How do you know?
You definitely see the person. Maybe something might happen to the person, like something misfortune will happen to the person. Like,
so are you one of those people? Are you one of those people that when something bad happens to anybody around you, you think it's because maybe they did or somebody they know did something wrong?
Yes, I'm one of them.
Okay, all right, Sophia. Thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate it.
Okay.
All right, Sophia believes in karma, and when I asked her, it's because the Bible says so. I appreciate you guys that believe in religion and spirituality, and all of that. But again, let's come to real life, because I know that if we are talking about Bible and spiritual things, they will tell you that, what's that part of the Bible? Let me even quote Bible for you guys, that they'll say, you cannot use your carnal mind to understand spiritual things. So why is that when we are talking about reality, real things and real life and real issues, we also always want to run, to the part of the Bible or the scripture that says so. And then when I say, okay, have you experienced it? You will not explain it to me. So if I'm not a Christian now, how do I understand this thing that you're saying to me? Let's take another caller. Hello.
Yeah, hello, good day.
Hi, good evening. Deep Waters with Deborah Waters. Thanks for calling in. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, I'm Daniel, speaking from Idemo.
Okay, good to have you, Daniel.
Yeah, and about the karma stuff, is actually used to happen, but from my own end of belief, I'm not that religious. But like my father always teaches us to do good. even your enemies. If you see your enemies, feed your enemies. By doing that, like they will end up like whatever they are planning will end up going up to them. That's how I was taught and growing up. So, but make in our lives, don't just be in the situation of waiting for karma to work for you. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here with you, Daniel.
Yeah, so I always been taught like don't be in the point of like you need karma to work for you, because at the end of the day, if you are being killed, if there's murder anybody or whatever, anything happen before the karma will work, that person may not be there to save. If anybody do you bad, you're not waiting for karma. It might take 20 years, it might take 50 years. Waiting for karma is more of like being like it's more of like that person does. Don't be in that position. If you see that something bad is coming, try to indulge it, breathe it, plead, and like seek for peace. Anybody that's saying you do this bad thing to me and karma is coming. Karma in the next 10 years, in the next 50 years, it might not even come.
So why should
Hello?
I believe in karma if it takes that long to come?
Do you understand? Like for me, as a
Do you believe in the love? Do you believe in it?
Hello?
Do you
for
believe?
Me, I would say I don't believe in karma, because if karma truly works, a lot of things happen in this our country at the moment will not happen. Because some people are intentionally they are doing bad to people, to citizens intentionally, but nothing happens. No matter how you think, no matter how you wish them bad, just like that's it. I can tell you that I see some like people that they are doing bad and they are still succeeding. They are still doing well in life. I don't.
Where do you stand, Daniel? You started off by saying that you believe in karma. Now you're saying you don't believe in karma. Where do you really stand? Or are you sitting on the fence?
Because this karma we're talking about, I will say I believe in what is going to happen immediately. It's not going to happen immediately that you have to hope for this. I don't believe in it.
Okay.
Because the karma is something like you believe that it's going to come. It may happen. And it may not, even if it's going to happen, you might not be there to live. You might not even live to see it happening.
Interesting.
So I don't believe in that.
Thank you so much, Daniel, for sharing. I appreciate it.
What I said earlier was that I was taught.
Okay, you were taught. Yes, you mentioned that. Actually, you did.
I was not to be in a position of waiting for karma to happen. Like, if anybody, like, someone follows mine that I took you, someone, I would took you, I would shoot them. I should not stand and took me there and see what will happen. No. You understand? I have to flee, I have to run from it. Even the Bible says, flee from all evil. You understand? Because the more you wait and try to remask that evil, and it not happen, it not say something, no. Even God will not judge for that kind of thing. It just look like you guys, all those kind of things. But there are some things that God will just work for to me, anything that's not going to happen in the next, like, immediately or something, I don't really believe in that.
All right. Thank you so much, Daniel. I appreciate it. Prophet Daniel. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. Okay. So, I hear you loud and clear. You don't really believe in karma, or you have been taught, not to wait for karma. So I was asking a question earlier. I'm like, why should I believe in karma if it will not, if I don't know when it will come? Or why will I believe in the law of cause and effect if I don't know when it's going to come? It's possible that I'm not on this planet Earth when it's, when the good is coming or when the bad is coming, So all this, do good so that good can come to you. So are you saying that we shouldn't do good? Because if you do good, and bad is coming to you, so what's the point of doing the good? Is it as per I'm a charity giver, or I'm a good giver in this situation? Let's take a caller. Hello. I lost that call. Please do what to calling. The number to call is 0705 993 6937 or 0705 993 7937. Do you believe in the law of cause and effect? The law of cause and effect says that everything happens for a reason, that for every effect there is a cause, that for every good there is a corresponding good, for every bad there is a corresponding bad. It believes that karma is real, and I'm asking you today, they've taught us so far that good brings good, or bad begets bad, and good begets good. But if you look around you, is it really true? Does it apply to you? Has it happened for you? Let's take another caller. Hello? Oh, we lost that call. Please do want to call back. The numbers are definitely on screen if you're watching the show. And if you're listening in, the numbers are 0705 993 6937 or 0705 993 7937. As always, I always love to hear people's perspective on the topic, and I have some responses for you. Somebody said, if I start to type, now we no go comot for here. Make everybody choose wetin dem go reap, because no good people dey reap now, because na good people dey reap evil things now. So make we good people choose our reaping. Make fight for no day. I don't even understand that. But clearly this person says good people are the one that reap evil things. So in other words, for her, the law of cause and effect does not exist. Another person says, I have a different shade of this. God is merciful, and with time, people change and become better. And I was like, oh, are you saying that the law of cause and effects is only, effective from a spiritual point of view? Because like I said, we are all quick to jump to the spiritual point of view. We are all quick to jump to religion, to what Allah said, to what the Quran said, to what the Bible said about doing good. Are you sure these things were not things that have been made to condition us in a certain way? Now, I'm not saying we should be evil or we should be good in any way, or I'm not even saying evil is good. But I'm saying that is it possible that these things are things that the society has put in place in order to condition people not to do evil, and to do good more, saying that, if you do good, then good will come to you. But if you look at what's happening around us, does good really come to good those who do good? And we're also quick to do these things that, when good comes to us, you'd be like, it's because I did this good. I did this because I paid my tithe. Again, I'm going to the religious point of view. I did this good. Why do you have a car and a house? Why are you doing well? It's because I give out to people. What about people that give out to people and die the next day? We can count a number of people like that who do good, who live good, who live righteously, and still good does not come to them. I'll take another thought. Somebody says, I think it's a misconception that being a good person means you have sown a seed. Putting in the work and initiatives is seed required, and not being a good person. Bad people that put in the work will also be rewarded. The Bible says both the sun and rain will shine and fall on both good and evil. So it's who takes the advantage that gets rewarded. That's really, really, really deep. So this person is looking at it from the perspective of, it's not about your personality, whether you do good or bad. It's about what you do in terms of what kind of work you put out there, your initiatives. Well, that's another perspective, another way to look at it. I want to hear what your thoughts are. Please do want to calling. Let's take another caller. Hello. 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 All right, I have to lose that call. I can't seem to hear you. What's going on? If the first line is not going on, please do want to calling on the second line. I'm going to drop the two lines now. 0705 993 6937 or 0705 993 7937. 0705 993 6937 or 0705 993 7937. Let me take one more thought. Somebody said, we have been fed nonsense for a long time. God is a merciful Father. If you then, who are evil, know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your Father who is in heaven give goods to those who ask him? This is not an invitation to do evil, but this world is totally planned by God. You guys have done this to Bible study, basically. This is now Bible study. With Deep Waters, with Deborah Waters. Hello.
Hello, it's me. You didn't call me.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Thanks for calling in. Deep Waters with Deborah Waters. What's your name? Hello.
It's call me back. Call me back.
Park. Okay.
Call me back.
I should call you back. Wow. Is that what I heard? Is that what I heard? I should call you back. Oh, I wish I could call you back, I really wish I could, but this is Deep Waters with Deborah Waters. This is how I can communicate to you. So do well to calling back, please. Thank you. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, good to have you on the show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Same here. My name is Abin Bola. I just love listening to you. Like, you come up with the weirdest questions, like, for real.
Oh,
Like,
my.
but really thought provoking and really great.
Thank you
So
so
now
much,
what's my take
Abimbola.
on karma? Karma. If you're a Christian, right, God fights for you. If you're a true Christian and you follow the preaching, the directives, and everything, yeah, God fights for you. Your battles for you. You do your best and leave the rest. If you're smacked on the cheek, you turn the other cheek. You know, that's it as a Christian. Then also in the Bible as well, because I see lots of people using references from Bible, so that's great. In the Bible as well, right? The sun shines and sets on everyone. So it's not a matter of whether you're doing good or whether you're doing bad. Circumstances, where you are, where you're planted, what you're doing, how you go about doing it, the people around you. There's a way the world has been made that we don't recognize, but it just, a lot of things hinge on our behavior, on the things we do. So usually, even bad people may not know that, maybe it's karma or no karma or anything like that. And they're not even thinking of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're just looking at their situation and walking through it. And again, who's bad really? It's either we're making bad choices or we're making good choices. What's bad was good. Bad for the gander, good for the gander, good for the geese and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, karma is just circumstances, where you are, how you deal with your situation, and how people see you through that. So if you're doing something bad, yes, you're doing something bad. Hopefully, you'll get your penance one way or the other. But it's not written like it's compulsory, like you even realize your situation or realize that what you're doing is going to bring something bad back to you. It's a hopeful thing.
Interesting.
They're just hoping that those that do bad, get the reward for the bad, and those that do good get the reward for the good. And we all just deal with ourselves.
All right. Thank you so much, Abimbola, for sharing your thoughts. I appreciate. Why do I feel like Abimbola has found a way to just scatter my head or scatter our heads? So she's saying there's karma. She's saying, the karma is not really karma, and that, it's about how people perceive you, and then it's... Oh, I hear you loud and clear. I know this topic can be, a bit all over the place and all that, but I really need answers. And sometimes it's cool for us to say, karma exists, but again, I feel like it's just something we've been taught for so long, and then it's been ingrained in our subconscious. It's just there telling us that, oh, if I do. So sometimes we want to do some things, we're stopping ourselves because we don't want, the effect of doing bad. But so why are we, if you look around now, people are doing good because they want good to come back to them, not because they just want to do good, not because, good makes them happy, not because good is just perfect. It's because they want good to come. That so it's like, oh, I'm doing good because I want good to come, or I'm doing bad, I don't know if people do bad because they want bad to come, but people that are doing bad now, when you hear them, they don't believe in karma. It feels like it's just good people that believe in karma. So Abimbola, thank you so much for sharing, but I didn't quite get what you were trying to say. It was just I think you're trying to tell us something, but you're also trying not to tell us something. But hey, let's take another caller. Hello. All right, I lose that call. I feel this is the network doing its own thing, maybe because it's a bit rainy, foggy weather out there. But again, let me remind you that this is Deep Waters with Deborah Waters. We're talking about the law of cause and effect, and we're asking, do people really reap what they sow? And so far, I've been taking your thoughts on the topic. Interesting thoughts, by the way. Some of you are saying karma is real. Most of you are saying karma is real. I want to ask you, how do you know karma is real? We don't even have real life examples. We're just saying the Quran, the Bible, the spiritual, the physical, the everything and da. Anyways, let's go. Let me remind you that Deep Waters is live on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 4:30 to 5:30 p.m. on Mondays, 5 to 6 p.m. on Wednesdays and Fridays. And of course, we do repeats on the show, on TV, on radio, online. We always do repeats so you can catch up with the episodes, and actually grow, relearn, and learn one show at a time. Today we've been talking about the law of cause and effect. Some people call it the karma. Some people say, no, it's not karma. Where do you even stand? We are going to have this conversation and more. But we're asking a very deep question today. We are saying, do people reap what they sow? And so far, I've taken some of your calls. Some of you said, people reap what they sow. The Bible says. I'm like, guy, we are now in a Bible study. I know this is Deep Waters with Deborah Waters, but this is not Deep Ministries. Or this is not this is not deep ministry, guys. So as far as you come and calling and talk about, come from the spiritual point of view, I hear you loud and clear. I have no problem with you telling me, your spiritual perspectives. But I also want you to give me real life experiences and real life story of maybe one time that you did this and this came to you. Sophia, who was the first caller, said, it happens. It really happens. And, I saw somebody. I'm like, okay, did it really happen to you? How do you know that this thing that this person is experiencing is because of something that their family has done? I don't know. I know you guys are getting me, but you just really want to sit on the fence on this one. But it's not going to happen right here on Deep Waters with Deborah Waters. And that's why I have a special guest with me in the studio to help us dive even deeper. Yes, indeed. He's an experienced neuro performance coach. He's a certified emotional intelligence specialist, a master practitioner of neuro linguistic programming. I know this English are big, but basically somebody that has plenty sense. Not one, not two, but plenty sense. He's a convener of neuroscience and giggles and events uniquely created to help participants experience transformation from the subconscious level into an environment filled with maximum fun and loads of laughter. He's also the convener of Vivid Imagination. Vivid Imagination. I don't know why this song is coming to my head. An exploratory experience on setting life goals the way mind likes and works. He creates coaching programs and customized trainings around emotional intelligence, resilience, mind and memory, excellence, decision making, attention and concentration, and so much more for individuals and organizations. And this man here, they call him Alex Oyebade, and I can't wait for him to take us into the deep waters. Good to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me.
I wanted to say they call him Alex Oyebade with a nickname, but I don't know whether now Alexi. Is it Alexi?
No.
Alexis or Siri? So good to have you on the show. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you for having me.
All right. So we've been talking back and forth with my audience. Everybody has been trying to say one thing or another about the law of cause and effect, karma. Is you report this. So please, can you help us clarify it? You come and be our mediator in this sense. What is the law of cause and effect? Is it the same thing as karma? What is karma? And do people really reap what they sow?
So I'd like to start from the angle of me understanding the fact that people are coming from the spiritual or religious point of view, because either we like it or not, we are spiritual being having a physical experience on earth, as against a physical being going to church to have a spiritual experience. Do you get my point?
Okay.
So the natural for every human is to go spiritual, to attack, or especially an African man, we are more dramatic in this part of the world, more in tune with our spirituality, and that is okay. Do you get? So them coming from that point of view is so good, because even the word karma, as a matter of fact, is a religious concept from Buddhism and Hinduism, or this, which states that your being or what you have in the future is highly dependent on the state of your existence in the past and the current existence. So the addition of what you have, the addition of your life, if you have existed as a leaf, the kind of life you lived then and the kind of life you are living now is what determines the kind of life you would have in the future. Right. So we humans now brought down or chunked down that particular concept to, if I do you bad now, you will collect. If I do you bad, I'll collect bad. Many a times what I just said is not, people don't take it. They don't take it as if I do you bad, I will collect bad. They take it as, If you do me bad, you will collect bad.
Yes, but if I do you bad, I'll collect good.
If I do you bad, God will forgive me.
Yeah, that
That
is
is
so
what
true.
people
But
have.
why is that? Who programmed us that way?
It is the debasement of the human condition. Right?
So are you saying evil resides somewhere within us?
Everybody, it is the debasement of the human condition. Everybody wants. I have a mentor who did some level of work into jealousy, and he did the stratification of different kinds of jealousy. There's a jealousy that is strategic. I don't want evil to happen to you. I want you to have what you have. The only question is, why don't I have it too? For some other people, I don't even want you to have good at all. So there are different levels to jealousy, and people meaning good to evil. So good and evil is the same emotion, just like hatred and love is the same emotion, but on different continuums or different sides of the continuum. If the way you love your mother is the way you would hate whoever slaps your mother, do you get? It's the same emotion but different expression based on who you are facing.
Interesting.
In that point in time.
Is that why they say love and hate are like?
It's the same emotion.
Interesting.
That's why you would curse your ex when you are no more with him. You used to be head over heels with this person, but the moment they do something that is against what you value at any point in time, then that emotion of love changes with the same intensity. They mention the guy's name, it triggers you want to explode, you want to do a lot of things that can maybe even harm somebody. So it's the same emotion, the same intensity, different expression.
Okay, thank you so much for breaking that down. So now let's get right. I want you to answer the question categorically now.
So the idea that when I am done evil to, I expect evil to be done to that same person in the future. I hope people know that also make you subject to the karma that you want.
Wow, that's some depth there. So if wait, I'm just breaking it down. So wait, if I'm understanding what you're saying, if somebody does me evil and I wish them evil and I'm waiting for karma to come on them, that means for the main purpose that I'm wishing them evil means that I'm also
karma is coming for you too.
Wow, but this person did it first now.
Now, they did it first based on what? They did it first in what circumstance? That I steal does not make me a thief.
It's a bit today. They don't come with new one. No. Which was that you steal? It does not make me a thief.
What if I stole medicine to go give to my ailing grandmother?
He's still stealing.
He's stealing.
But he's stealing for good, Abby.
He's not stealing for good, as a matter of fact. He's stealing for survival. Would you rather have me dead? So when we are able to expand our living, our mind to accommodate the frailties of another human, then we will then begin to, have more grace and forget about karma and say that this person that has done me bad, as much as that hurts me, where are they in the grand scheme of things in their own life?
Why are they
also
doing
me?
it?
This evil that they have done me, would it matter in the next 3 days, 3 months, 3 years, 30 years?
So where does people learning from their experience and learning, because I think the whole explanation about good and evil is to encourage people to...
What is good? What is evil?
I know, that's another conversation for another day. But in terms of society, we know what is good and what's legal. Maybe what's legal and what's illegal. Let's use that.
I like legal, but
Yes.
good and bad, good and evil, we are not well equipped to have that conversation. Because even, let's go spiritual, your people like spiritual. God used evil to kill Jesus for the salvation of men. So imagine Jesus was now thinking karma would catch Satan.
How do you mean karma will catch Satan?
So Satan killed Jesus or orchestrated things to make Jesus to die, right?
But God also wanted it.
That's what I'm saying. So, but let's say Jesus did not know, right? And then start saying, oh, this evil that you do me is coming for you. Unknown to Satan, he was doing God good. See, your people like spiritual. That's why I'm going that way. I'm also a Christian, right?
Okay.
So we can have these conversations in multiple strata, in multiple places. So this is spiritual. We can also go even to the corporate world. If they sack you, that's evil, and you wish for the company to die. What if the CEO is the person who would invest in your business that you have started because they sacked you? That happened with Steve Jobs. They sacked him from the company he started called Apple, and then he created another company, and then because that company became so big, Apple acquired that company, and then Steve Jobs got back into Apple, and then he rose back to become the CEO. That is corporate, that is business. We can go to even marriage. If your wife do you bad, should bad happen to her? What about your children?
So the bad that come to people is from what now?
Again, in this life you would have tribulations. Bad is a nothing means anything except the meaning that you give to it.
It's easier said than done. Well, nothing mean anything, but when it's done directly to us, it starts to mean something.
Now, it means something because of what you are interpreting it to
From
be.
your perspective.
From your perspective.
Interesting. This is Deep Waters with Deborah Waters. I'm still right here in the studio with Alex Oyebade, neuroperformance coach, certified emotional intelligence specialist, and more. If you have thoughts and questions, please do also calling. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let's take another caller. Hello. 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 All right. I guess is this Kama now? Please do want to calling. Calling, I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you missed it, we have like 15 minutes wrap, so this is time for you to calling so that I can hear your thoughts, and if you have questions too, please share. Hello.
Good evening.
Hi, good evening. Thanks for calling in. Deep Waters with Deborah Waters. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Iken. I'm calling from Lagos.
Yeah, good to have you on the show, Ikena.
Okay, well, you see, the thing is this: for topics or issues that relate with human beings and the likes, there is no hard and fast foundation to it. It's not binary as in this or that, because none of the things that we're trying to describe or explain how they happened can be orchestrated by humans, which is also why people come from the spiritual angle to their own points or their explanation or their view to these things. Whatever happens to anybody, to a very large extent, cannot be wished or mentally orchestrated or otherwise by one person, by another person. So, to that extent, yes, if you want to be logical, cause and effect, karma, or
Ikena, are you there? Hello?
to bad people. Hello, can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, you were breaking. Yes, it's not hard and fast. Okay, we lost that call. I think there are two things involved. So far, everybody goes to the spiritual point of view or sits on the fence. And even you, my coach, my dear coach, is also giving us a multi-strata, according to your English, multi-strata, multi-dimension situation. But again, I hear you loud and clear. But coming, I feel like it's when we're talking generally that we want to go to that perspective. Personally, we know what is good. You know, from our point of view, we know what is good and we know what is bad. Societally, we know what is good. It's just like murder now. Somebody will say, oh, this person murdered this person.
You know, even with murder, or should I say even with death, there are so many kinds. There's suicide, there's murder, there's manslaughter, there's homicide, there's genocide.
So are you saying that kind of murder, depending on the perspective, can be good? Or can be a good for a good cause?
Self-defense. I'm not sitting on the fence.
I hear you.
What I'm saying particularly is that we need to become, so just like he said, the topic of, let me join them and say karma. The topic of karma is subjective, is open to you and what you have gone through as a human being, and whenever people say this is my experience, no other person has the qualification to judge that right or wrong.
I agree.
Yeah. So what is open to us as human beings to have conversation with is information. Now it's now up to them to take more information in and use that to judge their experiences.
So what should we be doing then if you're saying that karma doesn't really exist or exists from
so
I don't even know how you're trying to quantify it.
There's a capacity of the mind to create experiences in the thought realm, and you know how they used to say your thoughts and your emotions are energies and they are currents, and it can you can transfer it. If I come in here and you're looking all gloomy and everybody is just looking sad and sober, it affects the next person that come in, right? They take in that experience
Energy.
also and join the energy and all of that.
Okay.
So that can also work with thoughts. If I'm thinking bad to you, it might happen. I can project my the currents that come from my emotion and cause a thing to happen.
But that also depends on if the person is receptive to that, because I can have negative energy around me and say I do not want to absorb this energy. I cancel it out because I'm full of so much positivity.
For a time, for a period, if you continue to stay in that environment,
Interesting. This is really deep, and my head is like blowing with so many questions and perspectives.
Yeah. Because if your thoughts can create your world, and for all the people that exist within that world, your thought can create things for them also.
So what do we do as human beings when there's evil around us, or negativity? Some people look at things, especially people who were born blind or born sick and stuff, and you'd be like, it's because maybe your forefathers did something and all that. That's aside. But we've heard of stories like that. Yeah, because your father did this, and that is the karma coming upon you. So what do we do, as human beings when we see evil and negativity around us? Do we say this is karma? And when it comes to us, do we start, even the way we've been programmed sometimes, and some things happen to me and I start to think that, is it because I did this? There was one time I collected somebody's AirPod. Since then I was not expecting the AirPod to lost as back. I collected this, the way I collected it was not nice. I'm like, this AirPod should have lost by now. Why this AirPod never lost? It's still intact. So what should we do in that aspect? Before you take that, let's just take this caller. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm so happy I'm able to reach you guys again.
Oh my God, thank you so much for calling. I appreciate.
Yes, so okay, you said I was on the fence, so I just wanted to clear it.
Okay,
right?
thank you, Abayomi Abibola.
Okay. So the thing is this, I'm not on the fence. I believe in karma. Why I believe in karma is because it's not like I go out there to look for, nice things to do and hope they come back to me. But I make sure that I act in a way that I want others to act towards me. And then I try to avoid doing things that would affect others adversely, because I believe that if I do that, if anything negative comes to me, then I deserve it.
So you are doing good to bring good to yourself, in other words. You are not doing good because you want to do good.
No, I'm doing good. No, we all are. We are a result, right, of our environment, our values, our traditions, our upbringing, right? I didn't fall from the sky. A lot of things have brought me to this point in time in my life. So it's not me actually saying, no, I must do good so that good comes to me. No, it's me trying to live, like you said, there's right, there's wrong. There's some conscience telling you that what you're doing is right and what you're doing is wrong. So I try to, tally that, not because I want a particular good to come to me, but because I am behaving in that way, trying to act in right, in quotes. So when negative things comes to me, I don't say, there's something I did that brought this on. Maybe.
Okay.
Right? Because my mindset is fixed to that, treat others how you want to be treated. Let me put it that way.
Interesting.
So if I'm doing negative things, I shouldn't be surprised when negative things happen to me.
All right.
Right?
Yes.
Exactly. Not that I don't accept them. Not that if something bad happens to me, I begin to wail and woe. But that I don't intentionally hurt others and then expect my life to be good.
All right. Interesting. Thank you so much, Abayomi Abimbola, for calling. I appreciate it. All right. One thing I want to say is that even the conscience that you claim that, oh, your conscience knows what's good and what's bad, even your conscience can be biased, because personally I'm speaking for because the conscience is as a result of the things that we've been told, you know, how we've been programmed.
There was a politician who lived in Nigeria, who led Nigeria, and he embezzled a lot of our money, public funds, took it to Switzerland. And we know his people right now. We know his people. We see his family right now still enjoying that money after his death in France.
I will say a name that we know, because
I'm not going to say the
say
name.
its name now. Let's know.
I'm not going to say the name, but we know these people. We've seen these people. The karma that we want for. See, hey, perception is projection. What you see and judge in other people, you are judging because
You are not them.
it's in you.
Oh.
Yes. If somebody Yoruba will say, "Oh man, fewo," what's the English of that?
I don't know.
He used to be stealing.
Okay.
Yeah, if he goes to visit another person in their house, or let me rethink this. So, if I come to your house and I see a loaf of bread on your table, and I do not ask you and I pick it. If you come to my house and I left bread on the table, the moment I see you, I'm going to keep that bread. Because when I came to your house, that's what I took. I know some part of my mind will say, this guy will want
Got
to.
it.
Yeah, so perception is projection. What you see and judge in people is
It's
also
something
inside
about
of you,
you.
that you know
Wow.
is going on with you.
What was the biggest misconception about karma, before we go in 1 minute, or about the cause and effect? The biggest misconception.
People think when you do good, you get good. And people think when you do bad, you get bad, or you are deserving of bad. But that's not how the world works.
Aye, so sad.
That's not how it works.
So good can bring bad, bad can bring good. In other words, they can be just like what they call this thing, probabilities. I don't
Probability.
probability. There can be so many probabilities, right?
You know why? Because people can only give definitions to things because of what they can see in front of them. What about what is beside you and what is behind, or what is on top of you?
Wow, such
They do not
depth.
have the cognition enough to capture the reality that is outside of their perspective.
Wow.
So-
So when people even pray and say, "Wish my fight."
What if àwọn tó ń gbógun tì ẹ́ is the kind of hurdle you need to grow and then become better, and that's why David would pray, God, should I fight? Yes. If I fight, will I win?
But even David too prayed some prayers that are deep for it over his enemies.
Is it all the time that those prayers worked? There were times where he was running around with no home. There was a time, even before he became king, there was a time the king was looking for him. And then somebody who is debased in thinking will want the king dead. A slave or one of his people came to him and said, "Oh, Saul is dead, oh, this is how I killed him, or this is how he was dead, oh." He said, "Let them kill that guy." He was not wishing death for that person, because he knows that what God has said will happen without anybody's orchestration.
That if you want to use David is not a good example. What about the wife of that woman that you stole the wife and killed the man? There are many ways to look at this thing. If it's David is not even the perfect example of
you are
it.
making my point.
Am I?
He killed somebody to marry the wife, but the Jesus came from that lineage.
One way to Tunde.
Yes, now.
We have to go.
Bathsheba gave birth to Solomon. Jesus came from
We
Solomon.
have to go. Thank you so much, Alex.
Our
Oyebade.
cognition
This has-
cannot understand good
I
and
know,
evil.
but you have helped us understand in various perspectives.
Thank
Thank
you
you so
so
much.
much.
How can people find you on social media? On if they need
Oh,
your mentorship or want to attend your
Okay,
programs?
just look for Alex Oyebade on every platform. IG, TikTok, Twitter, everywhere. My name is Alex Oyebade, but on IG, which is where I'm focused on right now, is I am Alex Oyebade.
Interesting. Thank you so much. And of course, our deep quote of the day from Oprah Winfrey says, I am a person who lives my life based on intention. I don't do anything without intention because intention determines the outcome of your life. It's like cause and effect. I don't know. I don't know if that's on due.
Your intention
Yes.
determines the
Your I don't do anything without intention because intention determines the outcome of your life. Maybe not all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is true. That is also
Not true.
so true.
Yeah. Thank you so much for
Because,
coming on the
but
show.
what you believe is true for you.
Yes, very deep. Thank you so much for calling. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. I'll be back again on Friday at 5 to 6 p.m. Thank you for listening. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye.